Joining us now for more on Celtic Scottish dominance is talkSPORT Scotland correspondent David Tanner. Morning, David.
Good morning, lads.
Look, Brendan Rodgers had his fair share of critics, hasn't he, since he returned to the club, but it ends up by being a double, winning the Scottish title by 8 points, winning the Scottish FA Cup. Has he silenced any doubters?
Yeah, I think it's important to mention, Jeff, that the doubters were in the Celtic support who took the huff with Brendan when he left the club 5 years ago to go to Leicester towards the end of the season. I'm not quite sure when they wanted him to leave, but there were protests against him coming back. There was some extraordinary chants about him. But over time, and there were some really difficult periods in this season when Celtic were rotten. They had a lot of their best players injured. We have to point that out. And if you don't have your best players, you can't play your best football. But he certainly has silenced the critics. Have all been chanting his name now. For my money, he's an upgrade on the previous manager, Ange Postecoglou. And when times were tough this season, and Rangers should have gone on to win the league, in my opinion, but bottled it in games against bottom six teams, Celtic got stronger, they got the better players back, and their mentality, which is 100 times better than Rangers, really showed through, and the manager has to take the credit for that.
Look, again, with all the jobs that are bouncing around down south at the moment, David, you'd have thought that Brendan's name would have been in the frame for some of those. Doesn't appear to be that way. So, would have thought that Brendan's plans up at Celtic are going to continue yet for at least another season, if not more.
Well, as I said to you, that militant element within the support who took the huff when he did leave previously, I can't imagine how they would react if he were to leave now, having committed himself to his boyhood team again. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does get a call from England. I think he's the complete manager. He's made Celtic better on the pitch, but also on it. He revolutionised the club when he first appeared 7 years ago. After the Liverpool job, he turned the club into a much more professional outfit. But I would imagine he'll have another go at the Champions League, and that's where he really needs to show improvement next season. But there has to be a lot of investment in the team because the defence has been at times awful this season. And I think he certainly knows that they need some other options up front. But Adam Idah, the Irish lad who scored the winner in the 90th minute at Hampden Park at the weekend there, is one that they will snap up surely from Norwich. Well,
if you're Norwich, David, you are wanting to hold on to him now.
Well, certainly his value increased significantly. He arrived as somebody who, with very little, very small headlines, if you will, in January on loan. But he scored 9 goals, often from the bench. But he scored the 2 biggest goals in Celtic's season, in my opinion, the one that won the Scottish Cup in the 90th minute, but also a 90th minute goal at Ibrox, which ensured Celtic got a point and basically killed off Rangers a couple of months ago in the league title. So he's been a massive signing. And Rangers need a massive rebuild, and they will have a massive rebuild. They might sell Jack Butland to help pay for that. James Tavernier might go to Saudi. Connor Goldson might go to Saudi and team up again with Steven Gerrard. But so they need a rebuild, but Celtic will have to too. But Celtic have got an advantage. They know the striker they want.
James Tavernier, what an incredible season he's had again in terms of numbers, Jeff, hasn't he, David? He's astonishing. I'll tell you what, I'd have thought there'd have been others interested in taking him. Look, if there is some interest from Saudi, I can understand from his personal point of view, he'd want to go there maybe like a shot. But I would have thought there'd be others also interested in taking him.
Yeah, the one disappointment for James Tavernier this season has been defensively. And in the first half hour in the cup final, I think we saw all where Daisen Maeda, the Japan international left midfielder, had Tavernier on toast. His final ball wasn't good enough. Rangers were resilient in defence at the weekend until the last minute. So that particular problem was shorn up at the weekend. But I think defensively, there are many around Rangers, particularly in the support, who are questioning whether Tavernier should be there next season. Maybe his time has come.
Maybe he has. He's been a great servant for them, that is for sure. David, thanks very much.
Thanks, David.